Good day, one and all. My name is Kathy, and welcome to the Friday episode of the Scrap and Crafty Gardener. Today, I am going to be making a holiday card. I had promised to make one a while back to one of my subscribers who watches with her granddaughter, and they were thinking of doing Easter cards. And I said, I have one that I make out of just basic shapes. And I didn't get time to get to that before, but I'm going to do that today. And I'm using lots of scraps today. White card base, 10 inches by 7 inches. Score it at your 5-inch mark, fold it and crease it with your bone folder. And then I just cut these out. I did not use master layouts, but these are a piece of black lightweight cardstock, 4 3/8 by 6 3/8, and a piece of white, which is 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. And then I have a piece of white that is 2 inches by 4 1/4. Another piece of white that's 1/2 inch by 4 1/4. And then I have cut these out already. This was a strip, 2 strips that are 1 inches tall by 4 1/4 inches wide. I'm keeping everything the same base as my card. Now I cut these out using this Fisker's grass punch. If you don't have that, you can just take the white 1-inch paper and then just chop it with your scissors to make the different shapes. You can make like fringe and then ruffle your fringe for grass. And then I have a whole bunch. The only one I used a shaped die for that was pre-made were my carrots. And for this, I used Spellbinders Floral Bunny Basket. And I have that sitting here so I could show you. And of course, I moved it off to the side. Oh, here it is. I used the carrots from the Spellbinders Floral Bunny Basket. Now, it comes with a bunny, but I wanted a bigger bunny than what was already done, and I wanted to do this out of basic shapes. So I have a heart circle. This is about 2 inches across. This was also a Spellbinders shape. It's just one of their basic shapes. Then I have a round circle. This is, 1 7/8 inch. Now I did use GinaK's Master Layouts 3 for that circle, but any circle you have will work. And then I have some oblong circles or oblong ovals. I have some that are 1 by 11/16, some that are 1 1/4 inch, and some that are 1 3/4 inches. Now the 1 3/4 inch, I used the Stupendous Build a Pop-Up die set for my oval, and then the other ones are just random ovals that I had. Now I did use this little tiny circle. This is 1/2 inch. And I didn't have anything that small in my basic shapes, but I found this in the GinaK and Simon Says stamp dies. It's to cut out that little tree decoration. This was their Nordic Christmas. Okay. And then I've got a couple of wiggle eyes, and I did not measure these. These are, of course, my fingers don't want to hold today. They're 1/4 inch wide. All right. So let me get started. We're going to do a lot of ink blending and coloring today. And I want to show you, I'm so excited. My friend got me this brush holder to use on camera. She didn't like seeing my brushes laying all over, so she got me that. And I thought that was so sweet. And I love it. I don't know where she got it, but I love it. Okay, I'm going to put my base card aside just so that I don't get any ink on it. And I can set the black aside also. Now, I'm going to start with my largest piece. And I am going to make a sky. And I'm going to use Ranger's Tim Holtz Distress Oxide in Tumbled Glass and Broken China. And I'm going to start with a lighter color first. And I'm just going to do a very light. And I'm not filling it in totally because I want it to appear like there's white clouds in the sky. This down here will be covered by one of the next pieces, so you don't have to go all the way to the bottom, but you can if you want to. And then I'm coming in with the broken china. And this is a little darker color. And again, I'm just going to go splotchy. To make it look like clouds. And I'm going to pick that up so I can see. I need a little bit more over here. Now my brush bristles are getting a little stiff, so I'm going to have to clean these with alcohol. They don't blend as well when the bristles get stiff. You don't need to throw it away. You can just clean it with alcohol or soapy water. All right, and I'm just going to take my tidy towel and clean off this here. That's all I need to do for this piece right now. Now I'm going to do my grass. Put my blue back in my friend's stand that she gave me. And I'm using jelly bean green and grass green. I'm going to start with jelly bean green. And I want this grass to be nice and bright. And while I have the green, I'm going to bring in my carrot tops. Now I am switching to grass green. And I'm doing the carrot tops in the solid dark green. And now for this, I'm just going to come along the edges. I just want like the tips of the grass and then a little bit at the base, leaving the center portion fairly light. All right, done with the greens. And I'll just set these right over here, just off camera. And I'm just going to clean that again with my tidy towel. Don't really need to, and of course I have misplaced it already. I just had it. Oh, there it is. Now, for this piece, this is going to be a brick wall. And I have Waffle Flowers stencil called Brick Wall. Put my green brush away and get out my gray brush. Now I'm going to use 3 colors on this. It's going to seem kind of strange. I'm starting out with soft stone. And I'm doing like a medium coat on this. It's more of a cinder block style wall than a regular brick. I'm going to come in with a little bit of hickory smoke. I'm going to start on the edges. And then I'm just going to randomly put some dark spots. Just random. All right. Leave those here because I still need the gray. But now I'm going to come in with Tattered Rose. And I'm going to get, I think I'll use one of these brushes. I don't have a brush started for pale pink. And I'm just going to go all over. This just will add a little bit of texture, I'm hoping, to my wall. I'm going to lift that up and see how my wall looks. Oh, yes, I do like that. I'll pull it up. I don't know if you can see the color variations. A lot of that wall is going to be hidden anyhow. And I'll stick that. Let's see if that fits in there. It does. Okay. Done with that stencil. Now I have this top piece. This is going to be the top of my wall. What I'm going to do with this first is I'm going to use GinaK's corner rounder and just round the corners. And that's going to be the top ledge. And I'll fit that in like that. Get those off there. And I'm still going to use gray. I'm just going to do the soft stone and the tattered rose on this one. And this will have some of the dark gray on it. So I'm just going to do a light coat already, just to tone that down a little bit. I don't want it bright white. And then I'll do the tattered rose. And that's how that will look. And I'm going to set this off center because I'm going to put my bunny over here. All right, done with that corner punch. Clean off my mat. Now I'm going to color my carrots. And then we'll get into the rabbit. Okay. Now for the rabbit, I am going first with Tangerine Twist, which is a really bright orange. And then I'm coming in with just a little bit of tomato soup. And I'm going to go along the edge of the carrot. It just gives it a darker shade. And then I'm going to do that on the opposite side, pardon me, the opposite side of the other carrot. Just a little bit, which gives a little bit of shading. Not a lot, but just a subtle shading. Done with the carrots. Okay, for the bunny. Oh, I did forget to tell you, I also cut out a little tiny heart. This heart is only 1/4 inch wide, and this was an old corner rounder punch that also punched out the heart. So I just used a scrap piece of paper and cut out the little heart and kept that. This is Carla Craft, and I'm sure that's quite ancient. That's going to be the little bunny's nose. I have to remember to put my brushes back in the stand. So I am going to use some Bubblegum Pink. And I want to get that dark. All right. And I'll set the little nose aside. Now, for the bunny itself, these little pieces, these are the smallest ovals. These are the insides of the ears and the paw pads. So for the paw pads, I'm going to go darker, but for the ear, I want just a light color. So I'm just doing those with a very light hand. They're very pale pink. Now for the base of the feet, I want that to be a little bit darker, not as dark as the nose. And if you want, you could just take your brush and just tap, 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 and make like little fur spots. That's up to you. All right, done with the pink. Done with those. All right. I have left to do. Oh, I needed to do these little tiny circles. Those are the cheeks. So I'm just going to use what's left on my brush and just add a touch of pink. There's. Okay, now for the bunny. This is the heart will be his head, and this is going to be his belly. The squatter ones will be his feet. I think that's the squat one. And then the longer ones will be the ear parts. So I just need, let me get these little eyes, set the eyeballs right there. I'm going to take a little bit of warm cocoa. And just do the edge. It's going to be a little brown bunny, but I don't want him to be too dark. So I'm going to do the edge and then go across. Very light brown bunny. You could have left him white. You can make your bunny any color you want. A really bright pink bunny would be cool, or a lime green bunny. More like, so it would be more like a stuffed animal bunny. Just a little bit more here and there. Okay, done ink blending, if you can believe that. Well, stay in your base. Now, I do need to do a little bit of stamping, not a lot. Okay, so on the one strip of grass, you see I laid my tidy towel on it, so the ink, the dye ink is water reactive, so this one will go on the top, just like that. So on this one, I have this stamp set, and I don't know where I got this stamp set. I've had it for quite some time. I want to do To Some Bunny Special on the grass. And I want that one to be centered. Yes, and it will just fit height-wise. I worked that out. I surprised myself. I'm just going to use VersaFine Clear Nocturne. Pretty ink intensive, but if you have the different colors of paper, you wouldn't need to do a lot of the ink blending. You could just cut the bunny and the ears and the nose out of whatever color paper you wanted to use. I just happen to have a lot of white scraps and want to use up what I can. To Some Bunny Special. Right? And I do want to do Happy Easter on the top, but I don't know where yet. But I'm going to start putting this together. And then put these two on. I had tried a different couple of colors for the shadow layer that I'm putting down now. Nothing just looked right in my mind, so I went with the traditional black. Now this will go down here on top of the white that I dyed blue. I'm just making a placement now so I can see where I want to put in my Happy Easter. Okay, so the bunny's belly, he's going to be sitting on the fence. And the little squat ones are his feet. And the long ones are his ears. And they will go up. I think I'll put the Happy Easter over here. I think that, I kind of like that one, but I think that one's a little too long to put on here. So I think the script Easter, because it matches the script in the bunny. So if I put that right about in there, that'll be just right. That's what I needed to see placement-wise. Okay, I just had my stamping platform. There it is. When you only have like a yardstick of space that you work with on camera, it's kind of hard to see how you can lose things, but you do. That's perfect the first time. All right. Okay, stamping is done. Now just putting the card together. And I might want to do some shading on the bunny. I don't know yet. I'm going to glue this one down. Now just look through your stash, see what shapes you have that you could make a bunny of your own. I want to say it's been quite a long time since I saw a bunny made out of shapes, and it was on someone's website. But I mean, there's several examples on Pinterest that you can check out. I'm going to raise that up just a little. Moving it up just a hair because I'm going to have the bottom layer of grass down there. And I think I want to make this a little darker. It's a little too light. Wow, goodness. So I'm going to take the hickory smoke and just add on the edges. Actually, I'm just going to do it with my pad. And this is where I run the risk of getting it all over my fingers, which is usual. And then just a smidge of the brush. And I'm going to put this down with just a thin foam strip because I want this to be popped up just a hair. I made a pun and didn't realize it. Okay, now for the grass, I'm going to put the bottom one down first, or the inside one down first. All right. I'm just going to put the glue on the back base. I'm not putting it on the little fringes of grass. Because now I'll have this down here, but I want to tuck in some carrots. And I think what I'm going to do is on one of them, I'm going to cut the bottom of the carrot off. So one can be tall and one can be short. Yeah. So I have the placement on these. So I'm going to glue these down flat. And now I'm going to just take, I have little glue dots. These are Zots. And I'm just going to take the little Zot to put the carrot top on. Now I want this to be flat, but again, I'm not going to glue down the little fringes of grass. Well, I like the grass and the carrots. I'm hoping the bunny comes out just as cute. I may need to modify the bunny. Just put that on. All right. Now the bunny's belly is going to get glued down flat. I don't know why I just put the glue back on. And now his head, I'm going to pop that up. And I want that to be quite a ways up. So I'm just using these foam dots. But then I'm going to glue down the top of the head so it's flat. But the cheek area is pronounced. So I'm just going to get my little acrylic block here. I think right there looks good. And I'm just going to hold that for a second while I put together these ones. Short, it's hard to tell because the ears are taller and narrower and the feet are short and squat. And I wanted the darker ones for the feet. And his feet will be like that. And I'm just going to put a very thin foam strip up here. And at the bottom. And the rest will be glued to the wall ledge. I want to make this dimensional, but I don't want it to stick up so high that it won't go through the mail very well. Now, if you had little tiny circles, it would be cute to do little pink paw pads. I didn't have a punch that size. Now I could do, liquid pearl drops. That might look cute. And I do have some pale pink. I don't know how it'll look, but I'll see. Okay. Now I want to put his ears on. And these I'm going to move down to the bottom, a little further down than what I did for the paw pads, because the top of the ear is going to be covered with the outer part of the ear. And I want that to be an outer part. Now the ears are going to stick up. and bend down. And I should have moved him over. So this one I'll just make shorter. I'm going to glue this part down flat. Let's move the ears down. Now this portion I'm going to pop up and some smaller circles. Just need 2. So that it looks like the ear is bent over. And that one's going to be a little off. So maybe if I trim it, I'm going to save that ear for now. While I put the face together, we have the little pink cheeks. The dark pink heart-shaped nose, and I'm just going to use a little Zot for that. It's so tiny. And that will go right there. And then I'm also going to use the Zots for the eyes. You know, this bunny doesn't have any arms. Oh, come on. Guess I didn't get the Zot on there. It stuck to my finger instead. Little bunny needs some arms instead. No, I've got one ear like that. I'm going to make this ear more like that. I am going to just risk it all and trim this a little so that it's not sticking out so far, but he does need some little arms. And I'm going to put one of the foam dots down here and the other one flat. Because it's on the edge of the card, I don't want them both to pop up. Well, hold on. I'm going to put you on pause. Someone's at my door. Okay, I am back. That was my friend bringing me lunch. I thought that was really nice. While I was away, I cut out 2 little ovals, and they were just, oh, I've got them right here. These are 3/4 of an inch, and I'm going to use those as his arms, but I want him to be holding a carrot. So I cut out and colored another carrot with the stem. So I am going to put the carrot down first. I want the carrot to kind of go across. And then his one little arm is going to be holding it. And I want this little arm to be popped up just a little, so I'm going to use one of these narrow foam strips. Just behind that. Put his arm like that, like he's holding it. move it up a little bit so it looks like he can be holding it in both arms. Like he's getting ready to eat it. And then just a foam strip on this one also. That arm's just not quite. Yeah, I'll change the positions of the arm. One's holding it up and one's holding it down. I think that looks, yes, I like that better. All right, now I've got this green. I'm just going to put a little zot on here. Now I need to get wild and use a marker. Oh goodness, I have, let's see if I have the right size here. A little scrap paper. I'll do it on the back of one of my diamonds. Yeah. I need to draw whiskers. And I'm not great at drawing. But you don't have to be perfect. Now, I want to take, I have a white gel pen, and I'm just going to do like stitching around the paw pads. I'm just making like little tiny elongated polka dots. And I'm going to do a little bit on the ear portion too. And I'm going to try a little bit of that on the carrot. Just on the carrot top where there are lines. The die has lines, so I'm just adding a little bit of highlights there. And boy, that face doesn't look so good, but that's okay. Never profess to be perfect at drawing faces. All right, now just going to put a little bit. I was going to try those liquid pearls, but I don't think they'll work. I think they're the wrong color pink. I'm just going to use the pink square that I started. Oh, okay. All right, we're going to give it a go. I'll put 4 on. I'm not sure how many little paw pads bunnies have. That looks cute. All right. That was the Liquid Pearls Ballerina. Now, I have those little heart clear rhinestones. I'm going to put 3 of them right here. Just right in those spots. You see, I got my perfect pearls on my liquid pearls on my Easter stamp. Well, okay, that doesn't work on the paper, on the silicone. So I'm going to put these on the paper to try and pick them up with this. Yeah, that works. The silicone mat is great for when I'm recording, except for when I'm trying to pick up embellishments. It holds so good that the little embellishments don't go running away, but it also makes it harder to pick them up because they stick. Okay. A little white gel pen on the nose. Oh, goodness. Yeah. I just put my hand in the wet Perfect Pearls, and now wipe them off and do those again, and don't put my hand in the Perfect Pearls this time. Well, now this doesn't want to write. Oh, almost. Almost got the back of the card in the Perfect Pearls. Now I'm just putting polka dots for this. Okay. Oh, and let's do the cheeks too, right where the whiskers start. We'll make a little white dot where the whiskers start. Okay, that is my card for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope I can give you some ideas of how you can put things together and make something your own. Yeah, adding the arms was a good move, I think, on my part, and having him hold a carrot. He could just as easily be holding an Easter egg or even a little stuffed bunny. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Sorry for the long video today.